Hey, everybody, it's Dave here, and we just scored. Darnold Oliver for the touchdown. That should seal the game. We're not quite at the 2-minute warning yet, but we're almost there. And the Vikings now go up 21-10. Yeah, baby. Hey, Mohan, how you doing? Yes, keep up the pressure. I think that's Dagger right there. Marius touchdown. You gotta love it. It is beautiful. The Vikings are going to come out of this with another win, barring some catastrophe, but we'll see. We still have over 2 minutes left. So they've got to score 10 to tie. Hey, Biggs, how you doing? What a game, what a game, what a game. It did not start out as a normal Vikings game where they go up by 2 scores in the first 2 drives. It sure didn't. Sam Darnold had one of his few multiple interception games, but we're still able to pull this game out. The defense played extremely well. So, Jason, that's an interesting post that there are reports that Matt Eberflus may get fired. Yes, George, ugly, but a win is a win. Now we just got to hold him for 2 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, Will the Thrill's hurt. I saw that. This pad on his thigh makes you wonder. Hopefully he didn't pull a quad. But we'll find out afterwards, I'm sure. Everybody's saying hi. Lovely Miss Mary's joined us tonight, which is fantastic. Hey, Boots one still into the end zone. They don't choose not to take it back. And we're still sitting at 2:05 on the clock. Indy will take the ball at the 30. Yeah, buddy. So, I still want Justin Jefferson to get 1 more yard, please. Why do I say that? He's sitting at 137 yards. He has tied Adam Thielen for the 4th most yards in franchise history. 1 more and he passes him. All right. Hey, we get a sack. How about that? Jonathan Grenard sacks the old man. That's right. Jonathan Grenard sacks Flacco on the first play for the Colts. That is wonderful. Now they're showing highlights. And that should take us to the 2-minute warning. Welcome to Vikings First and SKOLs, live at the 2-minute warning. Next. And here we go, and it's only me at the moment. Need to switch back to just me. There we go. And they're still rolling through the commercials as we speak. Luckily, this one is an objective. All right, here we go. Michael, welcome to the show. Chuck, welcome to the show. We are celebrating, hopefully, the Vikings' 6th win of the season to make them 6-2 and place them firmly in 2nd place in the division, which is wonderful. All right, here we go. John says, Sam showed great toughness today facing adversity. Yeah, and some of it he caused himself. Hey there, Michael. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Bleeding Purple. Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. We were waiting for the commercials to get through. Hey there, George. What did you all think so far tonight? Are you pleased with what you saw? Are you a little disturbed about how Garrett Bradbury got trucked? It's interesting to see. Chuck, it was nice to see Turner get more playing time, and he got a lot tonight. A whole lot. And he got close on a couple possible sacks. Yeah, Michael, Addison was wide open on that one. George doesn't know about that. Well, I saw Darnold hold on to the ball an awful lot today, as usual. All right, here we go. It is 2nd and 18. Vikings have 4 on the line. Flacco in shotgun takes a snap, drops back, gets pressure, gets sacked again. This time, it's going to be Ward and Turner. I don't know how they're going to count that, but we've got it. George says, Bradbury and Ingram, you're fired. Well, we'll see. Big says, Sam got happy feet when under pressure. Yep. Michael agrees. All right. They're replaying the sack. I'm going to give it to Ward. They should. He's the one that took him down. However, Turner got pressure on that one. Obviously. Kids had a good game today. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. It's 3rd and 22. Vikings have 4 on the defensive line. Flacco and shotgun back beside him. The rush. Oh, no. Under pressure. Dumps off to the back. Who goes down shy of the line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage. 4th down. Minute 40. Counting down. Michael, yes, we've been nice to have a new starting center. I agree. All right, here we go. Got 6 defenders on the line, 7. They're rushing. Boom. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Flacco completes it to number 1, just beyond the first down marker. They have a first down. Big says we have a center, and his name is Juergens. Well, he's got to beat Bradbury out. We'll see about next year and whether he actually does. All right, here we go. Flacco back. More pressure. Another sack. Jonathan Grenard again. How about that? How about that? Brian said another missed face mask. Okay. All right, here we go. A quick snap. Throws out. Incomplete. People are wondering what was going on. There's a flag thrown. Too many men on the field. Defense. Yay. And if we lose the connection. Hopefully that is better. Bandwidth seems crazy tonight. I don't know why it's so low. I got a monitor and it's showing in the red, which is not good. Not good at all. All right. Everybody must be on their computer. Let's see if I can close some stuff and free some things up. Get a little bit more memory going. And they kick the field goal to make it 21-13, 28 seconds to go. Vikings will get the ball with 28 seconds. It should be the victory formation. I didn't see how many timeouts were left. I see none for Indianapolis. So that should be about it. Now, let's go. We got the commercial showing the scoreboard, showing the upcoming schedules. Next week, we go to the Jaguars, and then the Tennessee, and then the Arizona. Losing the audio? Crap. Shouldn't be that bad. Onside kick. Voice going in and out. No. This is crazy. Why is this like this? Let's get back up to where it was supposed to be. Sorry about the voice audio issues. Showing internet back up in a good range. Let me know if you're still having audio issues. Yeah, it's an onside kick. Let's see how it goes. Kicker's got the ball placed on the 35. And the whistle blows. Timeout on the Vikings. Well, we're going to ice the kicker on an onside kick? Really? That doesn't make sense to me. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Somebody was sucking up all the internet. Big Rail and Dad, I don't know why. It's from my end, I see it's good, but that's too bad. Too bad whatsoever. Shit. Dropping audio still. Why would it be dropping audio? Well, stand by while I recycle my audio real quick. Let's switch the mic. Oh, I think I know why. All right. And we get audio. Input. Test. Let's get back. Stand by. Stand by. Okay. Do you hear me now? Now, me? I was wondering if the fan was overtaking the deal. Now, why isn't that coming up? All right. Here we go. You should hear me now. All right. That's the game. Your Vikings win 21-13 to move to 6-2. It is final. Vikings win. Yes, absolutely great. All right. Now, should be joining me shortly is both Tyler and Darren. So we'll await their appearance. In the meantime, let's go over some of the box score stats. Sam Darnold was 28 for 34, 290 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, and still retained a 107.1 rating. Now I sound like I'm in a cave? Oh, come on now. Let's see. Test. All right, let me flip it again. Hey, Jonas, good night. Good night, my friend. All right. Freaking wonderful. Wonderful. This is great. This is grand. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me over my camera. At least while I recycle. Yes, a much better play the second half. Yes, it was. And yes, Bleeding Purple, we needed that win Absolutely we did. You can hear me because I'm on my camera mic. I don't want to be on my camera mic. I want to be on this mic. But we shall see. Now, it's to this mic. So hopefully you can hear me. If not, I'm going to have to troubleshoot some more wires. I'll switch and just do it after the show. What did KOC say at halftime? Maybe he put his size 12 up somebody's backside. All right. Sam Darnold, like I said, 28 for 34, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interception. Thank you, Mohan. I appreciate everybody's patience with dealing with that as well. And a 107.1 rating. I'm going to switch right now and bring in the man from the north, Darren Campbell. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hey.
So is Ty Chandler hurt? I remember. I don't think so. I think they just went with a better running back.
No, I thought I did see Chandler out there, or at least on the sidelines. But yeah, like you were saying, Dave, you were questioning. I think you were yesterday on the show. This was one of the questions you posed. Like you thought Akers might be ready to take over, and he did tonight. And actually, he ran the ball pretty well when he got the opportunities.
Yeah, he carried it 6 times for 46 yards and a 7.7 yard average. And that was spelling Aaron Jones, who had 21 carries for 64 and a 3-yard average.
Yeah, but and Jones, it was tough sledding for him tonight, but he did come up with some big, tough runs on that last scoring drive.
Yes.
Grinding out when we needed him to. So not an impressive stat line for him, but we've been waiting for 3 or 4 games for like the Detroit game. They had a chance to drive to put him away, couldn't do it. Gave Detroit the ball back and they scored and won the game. Same thing last week with the Rams. In a few instances in the second half, either they were deep in and needed a touchdown to settle for a field goal, and then in the last couple of drives they couldn't get it done. And tonight they had that one, the drive just before that, Dave, the one that Akers was in, and he was running it well, and then we had that big negative play, the sack, and on a 3rd and 10, mind you, and all that. But on that final drive, we got it done. Darnold made a great throw to Addison. And then you're like, I was saying online to Mary, you were gone, but I was like, I know they're going to run it one more time to try to force the Colts to use their last time out. But after that, do they trust putting the ball in Sam Darnold's hands late in the game to get a score touchdown to basically put it away? And I thought, no, he's thrown 2 interceptions. They're going to play it safe, try to play the field goal game, even though Rijkaard was hurting. But man, that play call to fake the run, roll out, Oliver's wide open, fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. And hey, it was awesome. Cam Robinson had a successful debut. I will give you that. He did. There's times when everybody on the offensive line had an issue. I even saw Brian O'Neill on his back once. But, hey, they got a good defensive line, especially when their studs were in there. But it was good. Now, you talked about the receiving and Addison having a good game. He had 5 catches for 42 yards. 8.4 yard average, 1 touchdown, and along a 21. JJ, like I said, had 7 for 137, which should tie him with Adam Thielen as the 4th most yards of a Vikings receiver in franchise history. And to do it in this short of a time is amazing.
It is a bit surprising. TJ Hockenson really wasn't a factor in this game, and it looked like they had him on a bit. They were spelling him a bit, easing him into it. He didn't play as much as he normally would. But hey, let's give kudos to Josh Oliver tonight. 5 catches, 58 yards. I'm pretty sure that's the most catches he's had as a Viking and the most passing yardage he had as a Viking. And they used him pretty consistently through the game, and he was wide open all the time because people don't pay attention to Josh Oliver, right?
But it's, everybody was, hey, TJ's back. We got to guard TJ. It's just Oliver was open.
Yeah. So love the game he had. And as usual, he was his good blocking self, stout. And yeah, I really like what Cam Robinson did tonight. He did get one holding call, but otherwise he was really solid. You didn't notice him out there really on the pass plays. And for a left tackle, that's usually a successful night.
Yep, usually. Now.
And yesterday we talked about penalties. The Vikings had to clean that up. Maybe there was a lot that weren't called by that officiating crew. We only had 3 penalties accepted tonight. And so a big win there. Give it up to the coaching staff and the players for executing on that one.
Yes. And now we welcome Tyler to the show. Hey, buddy, how's it going? And you're muted. I suffered with audio.
It's been a day over here. It's been a day over here, but let me tell you.
You're not on your mic either.
You got to be shitting me.
No. Trust me, I went through the same thing.
All right. Oh, there. That should be better, right?
No. Not at all.
How about now?
No.
I've had a bad day. You
might have to log out and back in.
Okay, hold on.
Now we should be good to go.
Oh, there we go. You're good.
There we go. All right, perfect.
Now, but no, not perfect. Turn up your gain. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Bleeding Purple. How about Purple? Akers? He had a great game.
There we go. That should be significantly better. All right, perfect. I don't know where you guys have really started here, but the offense was the reason why the Vikings nearly lost the game, and they were the reason why the Vikings won the game. And it all comes down to execution issues and consistency. There was no consistency on the offensive side of the football. And when they finally got some continuity going, they put up 21 points. And they should have been able to put up 35 on this team. They were driving. They were getting sustained movement of the football. They had 193 yards in the first half and 0 points. They were costing themselves significantly. The interior of the offensive line, not named Ed Ingram, got bitched today. They got destroyed. Look, it's kind of one of those things we talked about with Dexter Lawrence. Ingram was basically against Dexter Lawrence all game when we played the Giants. He got destroyed. DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart destroyed Blake Brandel and Garrett Bradbury, and they are 2 excellent defensive tackles. They're not on the same level of Dexter Lawrence. When you face really good interior players, you can get bitched, and you can get thrown around and beaten up, and they did. And the Vikings had to find a way to overcome it, and the toughest part about that matchup was you couldn't rely on Cam Robinson to play like Christian Darrisaw and kick inside and help out because he's not on that kind of chemistry level. He's not on that. He does not know the playbook yet. You're basically just asking him, hey, go play left tackle on an island. We will help you. That's what they did. They played Josh Oliver a ton tonight. They gave him some chips. And then towards the end of the game, they had one play. I think it was the out route to Addison to start that final drive where they had CJ Ham in the backfield and he just helped out and chipped on the interior. And he just shot right in the A gap between Brandel and Bradbury and got a nice chip block. Those kind of adjustments I thought were great from Kevin O'Connell tonight. I thought he called an excellent game. One of the big issues was execution. And we got the full Sam Darnold experience. There's a lot of really, really good stuff, but all people are going to remember are the sacks when he takes a 360 to try and fly out to the left And those interceptions, you have to be better than that with those interceptions. You can't expect this team to overcome those consistently. They did tonight. But when you face a good football team, you cannot expect to overcome that kind of stuff. So he's got to find a way to fix that. Hell, the problem with like the interior is swapping out one player going to fix it? Because I don't think so. This was Brandel's worst game by far of the year. Same with Bradbury. This might have been Ed Ingram's best game of the year. I thought he was pretty solid. Dave, you and I talked about the missed block on the screen. I think that kind of assignment is a little... They ask Ingram to do this a lot, in fairness. But that kind of assignment is a little bit unfair for him. He's a fine athlete, not a great athlete. Like Ezra Cleveland was a great athlete for this, like, size adjusted. You can ask him to cross over and block a guy in the C gap, but that linebacker was so wide, he couldn't even get out there to even try and attempt the block. So it's hard to really pin that on him when he's in a position which is incredibly difficult. Now, if that linebacker is more inside, I think he's able to get that block, but because of the alignment of that linebacker, it made it impossible, and that screenplay got blown up, which would have worked otherwise. But like PFF's in-game charting data, he had like a grade of almost 80 in pass protection. I thought he was really good. He was not the one getting beat up, and I think seeing the conversation on Twitter, people think, oh, interior line gets beat up. It's one guy. No, it wasn't. It was the old guy that always got beat up, Garrett Bradbury. And Brandel had his one bad game of the year so far. But if you replace one of those guys, does that issue get fixed? I think that might be the biggest problem right now is you really can't fix what happened tonight except if those guys play better. Like if Dalton Reiser comes in, the run game takes a step back. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Are you going to find a center that's better than Garrett Bradbury right now? Probably not. And if you are, you're paying a good amount for it. But Bradbury's been mostly fine this year. Same with Ingram. Like the only way to really make a significant improvement is to make a significant investment this offseason. And like I think this is, for lack of a better term, this just kind of is what it is right now. And you just got to hope that they play better than this.
I agree with you on the fixes because I don't think there's a fix out there right now that we could go for. We have Juergens in the background. Young, needs developed.
Yeah, no, Juergens isn't the answer. We saw that in preseason. He got mauled, pancaked, pushed back on multiple snaps against guys that aren't playing regularly. I'd hate to see him try to take on DeForest Buckner or Grover Stewart tonight. The results wouldn't have been any better. So, and yeah, I agree with Tyler. You've got those three interior guys. If you swap Reisner for Ingram, does it make that much of a difference? Probably not. You just need better players. You're not going to get them now.
Right.
You're not going to get them now.
So, all right. Freedom Thinker asks, are we concerned that the defense not getting any sacks until the last 2 minutes?
No.
They were hardly on the field all night.
Yeah. I think they had like about 40 or 44 snaps that they played. And part of it was like
16 minutes and 27 seconds of time of possession.
Yeah. Bonkers, right? Part of it was they couldn't really pin their ears back and just rush. And I want to give the Colts a lot of credit. They started a 4th round pick, rookie left tackle tonight. And you didn't even notice he was a rookie until that final series when Jonathan Gennard just pinned his ears back. It's like, all right, boy, time to go to school. And then he took him. And he got 2 sacks on the final drive. But I thought they did a really good job of mitigating things and utilizing Jonathan Taylor to their advantage. And they really rode him early and often. I think 6 of the first 7 plays were Jonathan Taylor. And he got, 20, 25 touches tonight? Yeah. Like, they really made him a big focus of that. And because the game was in doubt for the majority of it, well, it's hard for those guys to really pin their ears back. And they do have a good offensive line. Quentin Nelson's one of the best guards in the league. Ryan Kelly's really good. The right tackle, Braden Smith, is also really good. So I'm not really concerned about that. They did get pressure on Flacco, but
I was about to say, they did get pressure, and they did cause some wobbly throws.
Yeah. Sacks are a 100th percentile outcome of a pressure. But pressure is still important, and I think they did a good job of being able to rattle Flacco early. Some of those zero blitzes and all-out pressures that they brought really did make an impact and caused him to really throw short a few times, which could have easily been like first down opportunities. So I thought the defense played lights out. Not a single snap in the red zone tonight. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressive.
Hopefully we get Cashman back against the Jaguars, although with the turf toe, it's kind of hard to say when he'll be back, but it sounded like he was close this week, but not close enough. And that'll help a little bit with the throwing over pace and the other linebackers and in front of the safeties issue that we've had for the past few games. And the Colts hit on a few of those tonight, but never were, but not consistently enough. Partly because we were able to keep Jonathan Taylor in check and not be facing a 2nd and 3s and 3rd and 2s on a consistent basis.
And by in check, it was 13 carries for 48 yards.
For Taylor? That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Wow, it felt like they ran him a lot more than just 13 times. Maybe a mistake with the game plan there, Mr. Steichen. But the biggest mistake was not playing Anthony Richardson, because Richardson probably gives you a chance to win in this game. It's not like Joe Flacco was good. Joe Flacco existed. They got 7 points on a return fumble off of Darnold sack. They got 3 points after an interception that the 3 point, the field goal right at the end on their last drive. So Flacco didn't do anything that Richardson couldn't have done, I think. Yeah, and then the officials tonight were very inconsistent. You could have easily argued that the strip sack, Grover Stewart, did hit the helmet. Was it like intentional, forcible contact, considering how he was wrapping up? Like, I guess I can understand the thinking of not calling it, being that it was more of like an incidental thing or instead of like, hey, I'm going to go bat the ball and then I whack you in the head on the follow through.
They did call it.
That I can, what I mean is I can understand them picking it up. I also don't understand why they called that chop block on the Colts. Like the whole point of the chop block is if one blocker is fully engaged, the other one can't go low. Neither one of them were engaged. They both made simultaneous contact. Like the Vikings got screwed hard against the Rams, and they got partially screwed here and benefited here. I just want consistency. I want it so I don't have to think about the officials making a call that could impact the game. Like, I want consistency. Give me a sky judge. Give me a sky judge. No. You have billions invested with gambling companies. Fix this. Fix it.
Now, I have a question. We know there is, what do they call it? Illegal roughness on the long snapper. It is in the rule books. It's generally called on field goals. But on a punt, the first punt, our long snapper, DePaulo, got put on his butt, just like Bradbury did. And I was saying that should have been a penalty. It wasn't called. I don't think anybody noticed it except for me. But
I certainly didn't.
I didn't.
I was terrified that they were going to call on Hitman on those outstanding 2 hits that he gave. I was terrified that they were going to throw a flag on him for hitting a defenseless receiver there on one of those and give the Colts a first down. But no flag thrown, so yay. Because those are damn good plays and hits by the Hitman.
Mm-hmm. Mary asked, do we think Will's got a hammy or a pulled muscle? And I would say yes, but it's probably the front. It's the quad. It's the one I think he was favoring.
Yeah.
Watch for Greg Joseph got brought in for a tryout this week.
Well, lucky for you, Darren, Greg Joseph just got placed on injured reserve by the Giants, so he will not be coming in. My guess is, you know what? Get that guy in a hot tub for a couple hours tonight, and let's see how it feels in the morning.
Cold tub.
Yeah.
Reduce the inflammation.
whatever ends up working. Like just
cycle both of them. Hot cold.
I really wondered how much that quad impacted those two misses, because those two misses were the same thing. He does have a little bit of a draw, so he does push it for it to draw back left like that. That's like, it's like a golf swing. Every golfer has like they hit a draw or they hit a fade. The Raiders just fired their offensive coordinator. It only took them since the day he got hired. So that's good news. Former Bears offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, that dude cannot call plays. He stinks.
Well, it was one of our viewers said there's rumors coming out of Chicago that Eberflus may be fired before the night's over.
Good. The fact that Chicago fired their head coach 1 year into Trubisky and then fired their head coach 1 year. Who was their last quarterback that they had? I don't even remember. Oh, Fields. And then now they're going to fire Eberflus 1 year into Caleb Williams. Just fire the guy before you take the quarterback, you dum-dums. Sorry, this is a Viking show. We should probably talk about the team that just won tonight, but I can't help but crap on the Bears. It's so much fun. And the Packers lost today. Oh, great day. Vibes are tremendous. But
yes, but there were people that were wanting Detroit to lose to help with our chance at winning the division.
Oh, I'd rather the Packers lose, because you know what? If the Vikings win out and then beat the Lions in week 18, I think they win the division.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not super worried about that, especially because the Lions have one NFC loss just like we do outside because we have two, but they have one outside the division. And if we beat them, they'll have one inside the division. So now let the Packers lose. That just feels better. Feels better. I do want to give props here really quick. Josh Oliver played a tremendous game tonight, and they really tried to keep TJ Hockenson from playing too much. I think that was a smart move. And they used Oliver in a multitude of ways. They got him the football down the field, not just like outside and in the flats. They actually threw the ball to him in like a couple hook zones. I thought that was really nice. They got that touchdown to him, and they used him as like a chipper, somebody to help block, help Cam Robinson, who also played pretty well tonight. He's not Christian Darrisaw, and he had a couple warts, but you want him to come in here and be an average to above average left tackle. And guess what he gave you? Average to above average left tackle play. I'll take that.
I'll take it every other game this year from him. The way he played tonight. Keep on rolling, Cam. We had talked a little bit before he got on about Oliver too. I think that's, like I was saying, I think that's the most catches he's had as a Viking and the most yardage he's had as a Viking. Not that he gets thrown the ball a whole lot normally, but tonight he played a hell of a game.
Yes, he did. Bet he opened up with the first reception and he closed with the last one.
Quite a few comments about Turner getting more. I'll be interested to see what his snap count tonight was, but it had to be over 20 for sure. They dropped him into coverage a fair amount. And on that last drive, he's not going to get any sacks, but he got heat on Darnold on Flacco. It's good to see. Jones wasn't getting it done. He didn't get it done tonight either, as far as the pass rush goes. So, give Turner some more reps. He finally got him, and I think he did okay with them.
Yes, he did. Now, he ended up with 2 tackles on the night, and they're showing 1 QB hit. Ivan Pace led the team with tackles with 6. Then Metellus Phillips and Bynum with 5. Everybody else after that. So. Yes, Norsvius. You are correct.
I'll give you the more politically correct answer. In college, he stunk as a blocker and was thought as only a pass catcher. So, that's why I really liked the signing when I really dove into it, because I was really confused at first. I'm like, why are they signing a tight end after Hockenson? This makes no sense. And then I looked at him like, this is really smart. I like this. It's the idea of zigging when somebody else zags.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I dug that. Right, Odie? He's not
Freddie
listening.
asked, do we think KOC's play calling gets a little wonky sometimes?
I think everybody thinks that about every play caller except Ben Johnson these days. But
and he got a lot of that last year.
yeah.
Or Andy Reid.
Play doesn't go right. If that pass by Darnold hadn't been completed to Oliver to win the game, people would be killing KOC right now. But great play call. Players got to execute sometimes. And the Vikings had 426 total yards tonight. That ain't bad.
That's the big thing with play calling. Everything's a great play call unless it doesn't work. Then it sucks. And you have to think about it in terms of multiple facets. One, you can look at it as, hey, is this too cute? Are you trying to be too fancy? Are you just trying to run a trick play to run a trick play? Now, they did have the Justin Jefferson throwback screen to Eric Jones. Like, that's become a common play that teams have run around the league, the throwback. But that also got you a first down when it was like, what, 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 17 or something like that?
It was 3rd and 16 or 17. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think my big thing, and whenever somebody says KOC's a bad play caller, you're mad at the execution. You're not mad at the play. When it was Gary Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski and whoever was calling plays, you were mad at the play because it was like 2nd and 10, run. And it was consistent and it was annoying. But with Kevin O'Connell, he does some of that. Sure, everybody does. Like, nobody's completely flawless, but the majority of things that people complain about, it's not the play call. They're mad at the execution that it didn't work. And I think that's where the anger should be directed, not at Kevin O'Connell's play calling it specifically. Be mad at why it didn't, the fact that it didn't work, not because the play was called. And I think a lot of that tonight was due to the lack of execution.
Mm-hmm.
Darnold, like on that blitz, on that 3rd down, not taking the hot route. You know that's 4 down territory. Just take the hot running back in Cam Akers. Get 6 yards, 4th and 4. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. You need more of that. And the Vikings just did not have enough of that tonight.
Now, there was one of the viewers commented on what we thought about the increased tempo on offense.
Well, what did you guys have to say about it?
I'm just asking the question right now. We haven't said anything about it. I thought it was good. It's a change.
426 yards, 29, almost 30 minutes in time of possession compared to 16. So it worked well in this game. Whether it works well in the games going forward, as Tyler said, execution is a big part of that, right? But what we were what we were wondering, Dave, was would the ball get out quicker with Robinson out there? And I would say tonight it did not. Darnold was still Darnold, and so it looks like that's the way the offense is going to run the whole year. You know, they're not going to go to the short game unless they're getting completely murdered on the O-line and giving up pressures on every pass play, which they were not today, by the way. But certainly on the interior, there was some issues in the second quarter and other times in the 3rd and the 4th. But Darnold's still holding on to the ball a long time, and that's just what he does.
Mm-hmm. And Northeast, you are correct.
I want to comment on that because I don't think you and I have talked about this, Darren. I think Darnold holding onto the ball is not a Darnold is just holding onto it too long thing. KOC wants him to because of what they're calling down the field. And I thought the fast break stuff that they started the game with, like, hey, a little bit of up tempo. You don't have to run up tempo all the time. But like the 3rd down play to Jordan Addison when he's running a jet motion and then he just right at the snap turns up and then runs a speed out. Run that. Like if you get 5 yards on 1st down, guess what? Successful play, 2nd and 5. Let's go. Like a little bit more of that. Get into rhythm. Move the ball. Like you don't have to gain 15 yards every pass play. Now, look, it's hard to also argue with it because it works. Sam Darnold may have he had the longest time to throw in the National Football League per next gen stats. Also has like a 40% pressure percentage, which is top 10 worst in the NFL. But the Vikings offensive line per ESPN's pass block win rate, which measures blocks that are sustained 2.5 seconds or longer, they are 8th best in the NFL. It's 63%. So we can say, hey, he's holding onto the ball too long, which there are plays he does, and they need to get some more quick game involved, which they absolutely do. But they were also first in the NFL in neutral game script situations, 10 to 90% win probability, in dropback EPA at 0.307 points per dropback. This is working. Holding onto the ball and firing downfield is working, and it's hard to like completely argue against it. But I would like to see a little bit more mixed in, a little bit more. Hey, we're going to run these deep concepts. We're going to run these dig routes, which, let's be honest, Jefferson, you can just pepper him into them all game, and he's just going to catch them all. But run some of these slants, run some rub routes, run some speed outs, just get the ball like out of the hand quickly and keep the defense guessing. And I think when we start seeing more and more of that evolution, which they've talked about and which they're going to have to do because Robinson is not Darisaw, then I think we could really see this offense become a little bit more efficient because it's plenty explosive enough.
Sure. And I think that my issue, Tyler, is that, like you said, they just seem to go deep all the time. And your offensive line isn't going to be able to hold on to the blocks for 4 seconds all the time. And so you get into these, see all kinds of teams seem to be able to hit on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, hit a short throw and get a first down, multiple first downs. They do it on us. And we don't seem to have that in our playbook very much. So I, too, would like to see us pivot to that a little bit so that Darnold doesn't get killed. And it has yet to happen. And I have said, and I still think that is that our screens to wide receivers are always poor because we don't have wide receivers who can block. Tonight, they're throwing screens to Jordan Addison's side. Well, Addison can't block. We're like, damn, right? He's just too small. So, I mean, that's a personnel issue that we cannot resolve this year. But I think there's some things that we can resolve.
I want to address Curtis real quick. We did talk about how Cam Robinson had a decent game.
Mm-hmm.
Very decent,
Wasn't
especially
phenomenal?
for the first time. Yeah.
This wasn't quite the Sam Bradford game that we remember against the Green Bay Packers. I may actually watch that again this week just because I need something to watch while I work. But there was a lot of really, really good stuff from Cam Robinson. And it's only going to improve because, as you know, Dave, being a former big round belly, when you have the big round bellies, there's so much of it that's chemistry based because you have to know when a guy is going to cut inside. When you have to know when a guy's going to pass off a stunt and how to pass off the stunts to them. Like, so much of offensive line play is theoretically easy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you also have to know the idiosyncrasies of the player next to you. Just like Sam Darnold needs to know how Justin Jefferson likes to run those 12-yard dig routes, where he wants the ball and where he's going to be at a certain time out of his break. Chemistry matters, and that's going to improve over time. And the fact that we didn't see any glaring warts from that in week 1 is incredibly promising, especially with how poor of a game that Blake Brandel had. Like, this trade is already a win. If you have David Questenberry in there, the Vikings probably don't win this game. And I'm not going to say that Cam Robinson was the reason the Vikings won. He wasn't. There were a multitude of reasons. But having stability at left tackle was a big factor in how the Vikings were going to be able to do some of the things that they did. And that in itself is a net win.
And they really didn't, well, the up tempo they did, but as far as like the amount of time Darnold dropped back to pass and that they didn't change their offense tonight, Tyler and Dave, their passing offense anyway, with Robinson in there. Whereas, like you said, if you got Questenberry in there or Walter Rouse, I don't think that would have been the case.
Mm-hmm. Now, Freddie asked Addison's catch for the touchdown, which was amazing. It's a one-hand grab. Is that the catch of the year for the Vikes? Knowing what JJ did on the sideline with an arm pinned and catching one hand last week. Now, Addison was for a touchdown.
I have a weird take on this. oddly enough, when I watched that catch by Jefferson, I didn't think it was that impressive. And I think I've just become numb to how great Justin Jefferson is that I didn't think it was that impressive, because let's be real, it was a very impressive catch. But it's become second nature. It's almost like watching Randy Moss in his prime. I'll never forget. It might have been the 0-3 game against the Cardinals, where the Nate Poole game. He caught a bubble screen in that game, just stuck his left hand up and ripped it down and just kept moving like it was just a perfect ball right in his chest. And it's those kind of plays that just, they're not normal. They're special. It's incredible to see, but the talent that they have just makes it look so easy and effortless that you don't even think twice about the fact that it was a difficult catch. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I think the Addison one was more impressive because he was airborne. He was not on the ground. He was diving for it and had to adjust kind of with his hands midair to make the catch. But I'm not going to fault anybody for picking anything.
Similar catch that Johnny Munt had to make and couldn't make.
Yeah.
Johnny Munt.
He couldn't bring it in.
Try by Johnny, but I couldn't have caught that either. But I'm not a pro football player either.
Curtis, Barry asked if Will the Thrill Reichert was hurt, and we believe some way he is.
I got an update for you.
Quad,
Alec Lewis said he got dinged up earlier in the week, and it got worse during the game. So they're going to evaluate further. So we'll see what that means.
Okay.
I don't know what that's going to mean. So I'm going to monitor throughout the week. And I can guarantee you, Kevin O'Connell's going to say something about it on Monday, because they're going to know more about it Monday. Because when adrenaline's pumping, things are just different. When everything's calmed down, relaxed, then you can see how bad it really is.
Yeah. Hopefully
he may go on IR. Let's just be real. Like, that's a very real possibility. A leg injury for a kicker is bad.
But we'll see.
They're not much good without a healthy leg.
Now, I saw a fly pie. Jason asks, is this win big enough for them to make a splash move at the trade deadline?
Great question. And I was going to ask you guys are the Vikings done as far as the trade goes? I would hope not. If something is interesting that presents itself over the next couple of days and the price is right, you do it. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Giants did lose today.
The Vikings winning today and going 6-2 doesn't change the fact that it wouldn't be a bad idea to add an interior guy if there's a quality guy to be had, or another corner if there's a quality corner to be had. Like DJ Reed. I don't know how realistic that is, but I mean, he's the name that's been thrown out there a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. I think DJ Reed is, I'm not going to say 0%, but I don't think it's that one. It's a possibility. Like the Jets still think they're in it, and they kind of have to. They kind of have to be all in because of the position that they put themselves in with this Aaron Rodgers thing. So the way I look at it, I think the Jets are off limits, especially because they got the win against the Texans, which, let's be real, it was an impressive win. I still wonder if maybe Jeffrey Simmons, if you put together an offer big enough, would they say yes? If I'm the Titans, I'm not moving them. I'm keeping them. Because if you get one edge rusher and a quarterback that's worth a damn, and an edge rusher, that team could have 6 wins right now. Seriously.
Yeah.
They have blown so many games this year. JC Horn's a one that is definitely possible. But I see them making some form of move, whether it be a higher profile or a lower profile. I want to see them call Dallas and get Oso Digizua. Get an interior pass rusher.
Dallas may be firing people too.
Look, it is not all on Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer ain't helping. That defense sucks. It's bad. Some of it is personnel. Some of it is they don't have Micah Parsons or Dexter Lawrence right now.
I'm about to say,
DeMarcus Lawrence.
They also don't have
Land or Diggs. I think Diggs is out too.
Diggs played today.
He played today. Not very well, but he played.
But it's things are really bad in Dallas right now. it almost feels like they need to clean house. But I mean, their GM's going to stay no matter what because he owns the team.
Mm-hmm.
Things are bad in Dallas, a phrase I always love to hear.
Just as much. Oh, there's one more I like better. The Packers will be playing half their season in Milwaukee due to poor attendance.
Yeah.
Oh, Milwaukee County Stadium. That stadium was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they had to sell tickets, right?
Yep, they did. All right, folks. I think we've talked this game pretty good. So we're going to call it a night. I've got to get this turned around. We still got an hour or two of work to do. I know Tyler's probably got 2 or 3 left. So,
yes, sir.
Any final words there, Darren?
Happy to have the losing streak snapped. Now let's go another 5-0 or more.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, what are we going to talk about tomorrow night?
This game, probably some of the interior offensive line.
Deep dive on Cam Robinson, Tyler. Deep dive.
Yeah, well, we'll see how much time I have to watch the film tomorrow. Some of that may have to be pushed off till Tuesday, but yes, we're going to do that. Hell, I don't really know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff from this game. And it's like Sam Darnold, stop being a bozo, please. Because if you aren't a bozo, this is a blowout.
Hey, it is what it is. And with that, what do we say?
Skol Vikings, baby.
Skol Vikings. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And share this episode with your friends and even your enemies. We'd love it. Thanks for watching Vikings First and Skol. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Skol.